Hello?
Jack?
Yes?
Hey, how's it going? This is Dave Lawrence, the DJ in Honolulu.
My God, it sounds like you're right next door.
I love that kind of stuff, and I gotta say the connection on your end sounds remarkable as well.
All right.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna tape a thing here.
Okay.
It's to promote
Outstanding.
the Tuna show. And what town are you in right now? Pittsburgh, is that?
Also, I got a new solo album out.
Dream Factor.
Yeah. I'm going to bring some out there, so...
Please do.
Because I'd love to have you review it and get see what you think of it.
And again, I really do.
Absolutely.
I really do appreciate your time.
Well, are you going to? Let's see. Where are we here? What island are you on?
I'm on Oahu, and we'll be running this interview next Friday, the day of your show here.
Are you coming to the show?
I'll be coming to your show, and I plan to request to interview you in person when you're in town.
Oh, no problem. That'd be just great. I haven't. Well, we'll let the tape run and then we'll.
Yeah, exactly. Let's save this stuff for then. Let me put an intro on this, Jack. Hang on. It's 105.9 The Big Kahuna, Honolulu's only classic rock. The Workforce blocks at noon, and Dave Lawrence, happy to be doing another Friday with you. This one all the more special because over at the Hawaiian Hut at the Ala Moana Hotel is a legendary name in rock with one of the bands he's so famous for playing in, Hot Tuna. He has a first-ever solo album, Dream Factor, released last spring, and is a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, just to note a few of the details in his extraordinary journey. A bassist, musician, and songwriter, and so much more. I am delighted to welcome to 105.9 The Big Kahuna from Jefferson Airplane, Hot Tuna, and now a solo artist as well, Jack Casady. Aloha, Jack.
How are you?
Welcome to the airwaves here, brother.
Well, I'm glad to be talking with you and coming over there with my oldest pal Jorma Kalkinen as acoustic Hot Tuna. We were just talking about it this afternoon. We actually have 2 more shows left in a 4.5-month tour. Actually, at the end of a 4-month period, and then a couple of days to run home and pack, and then we'll go fly out to the islands next week.
We're so looking forward to your arrival. We're really, I'm excited because I'm wondering, is this tour and are your recent Hot Tuna efforts sort of doubling as a vehicle to showcase some of the material from Dream Factor, your first solo album?
Well, it has been. It won't be in Hawaii as much, although I'll have the album with me to offer to the folks that come to the show. On some of the dates in this second 2-month part of the tour, I've had 2 fellows known collectively as Box Set, but individually as Jim Brunberg and Jeff Pearson, who worked on the album with me. I had them come in to sing some of the songs I wrote and write lyrics, and we did some shows where I sort of opened up to myself with those 2 guys on about 10 or 15 shows. And so in that way, I was able to feature some of the songs on Dream Factor, which is my first ever solo album.
And give those in the audience a real treat, seeing you twice like that, sort of.
Yes, I guess so, yeah. We've had a really fine time on this tour. But I look forward to getting people to hear this album that I did, and I was able to get a lot of different folks to participate in some of the different areas, musical influences that I had that I sort of sculpted into songs, and it was a great fun. I had Fee Waybill come in and do a song with me, and I had Jorma Kalkinen do some acoustic and electric guitar work for me, and Paul Barrere from Little Feat sung 3 songs and did some slide playing, and
Ivan Neville, I see, is on.
Ivan Neville came in and did a wonderful song that I wrote called "Trust Somebody," and just did a wonderful job. And then Jim and Jeff, of course, and Warren Haynes did some guitar playing on it, and his partner and drummer with Government Mule, Matt Abbs, did a lot of did 6 songs playing drums. Steve Gorman did 4 songs playing drums, and to round out the rhythm section, I had Steve Pfister and Stephen Presley do a guitar and Hammond organ. So it was a great fun, and there's a lot of different kinds of music on the album, and when you get a copy, you'll have a chance to listen to it.
What a diverse palette of big-name helpers. Was it your intention when you went to release the solo record, Dream Factor, Jack, that you would put together a record that had that sort of element with the special guests, or did it just sort of gravitate in that direction?
Well, a little bit of both. I had a list of people that I had in mind for some of the different songs, and my producer Greg Hampton worked on that with me, and he had his little black book handy. And as it turned out, a lot of people lived right around the corner from me in Los Angeles.
Sure.
So when I built my studio adjacent to my home in Los Angeles, it was real convenient, so to speak. And I set aside a couple of months to record January and February of 2003. Actually, we started doing the basic tracks, I believe, in October 2002. And laid all the basic tracks down, 10 of them, and then one track had no drums at all. So once we got the groundwork done, then in January and February, following that, after a 2-month Hot Tuna tour in November, December, then I just started getting people to come through the door, and scheduling, I guess, was the trickiest because everybody's got their own career and whatnot.
Sure.
But what was good is after the usual November, December runs that most bands do, I was able to get a hold of everybody I wanted in January and February.
You are a busy boy, Jack, and of course your other half in Tuna on that record, and something else that you guys sort of do together, or I'm curious if you are still involved in, is that Fur Peace Ranch that Yorma
has? Yes, I go. Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'll be doing 5 bass workshop sessions out there this year. Usually I do, at least 5. Sometimes I've done 6. And those are sessions that go for 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then usually a wrap-up on Monday. And quite often there's a show to go with it because there's now at the Fur Peace Ranch, there's a 300-seat concert hall.
Wow.
That was added 2 years ago. So it depends. With different people and different weekends, sometimes I've done shows. Naturally, if Yorm and I are out at the same time, we generally do a show like we're going to do coming up and kick off the season in April. But then quite often at the end of the year, G.E. Smith comes out, and he and I are buddies, and we generally do a trio, electric trio, where we'll do a concert there as well as teach that whole weekend. So the students get a chance to learn what we're teaching them, or get a chance to work on what we're teaching them. Then they get a chance to see whether we actually put it in practice. That on a Saturday night.
That's funny. And for people who don't know exactly, this is an opportunity, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, for folks to come and they can learn from you guys with their favorite instruments.
The emphasis is primarily on acoustic stringed instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, I teach electric bass, but it's in the framework of that. It's not it has a little bit of everything. And it's called Fur Peace Ranch, FurPeaceRanch.com, and you can reach it on the internet and find out about it, or you can just go to hottuna.com, HOTTUNA.com, or jackcasady.com, and hit on any one of the links. There's a link page, and you get to the Fur Peace Ranch, and you find out all about it and all the history. And there's all kinds of players and teachers that come throughout the year. That is run by my manager and Yorma's wife, Vanessa Kalkinen.
Yeah.
And she's done a wonderful job at really making folks feel at home. And there's a fabulous restaurant that goes with the weekend and all of that.
I wanted to give it a plug because I've always thought it was a really cool thing. And another thing that I wanted to mention quickly is we had John McDermott recently from Experience Hendrix on, one of the producers over there, and he's a good friend of mine. And one of the coolest CDs that he ever gave me was one of their Dagger Records releases. And you'll correct me if I'm wrong about the date because it features you on it. I think it's Oakland '68 with you guesting with Jimmy live.
Yeah, there's our paths crossed a lot during those early years because our manager, Bill Graham, owned the Fillmore Auditorium, and we were one of the first bands to play there at the Fillmore. So as that got up and running and various bands would come through, our hometown, and we'd hang out and meet a lot of the folks. And Jimmy and Mitch Mitchell from the Hendrix Experience were two guys that were really just great guys, and I got a friendship up and started with. And when we got a chance, we'd jam and play, young musicians, and that's what you do.
Sure.
And so later on, I got a chance to play on the Electric Ladyland and play a Voodoo Child, the long blues version.
Yeah.
And after that was done, there was a number of shows, one at Winterland and one in Oakland and a couple others, I think, where if we found ourselves in the same place at the same time, then he'd invite me up to play a song or two.
That's one of my favorite live releases on that Dagger Records imprint from the Hendrix folks. I always enjoy that, and there's a great photo of you actually at the gig on the cover. I don't know if you have that.
No, I don't have that one.
You might enjoy that if you happen to. I'm sure if you called them up, Jack, they'd send you a copy. And another thing that I thought was interesting is when you look in that book called Dead Bass, which is not a publication of the Grateful Dead organization, but it nevertheless is a complete catalog of all of their shows. There's ways to cross-reference different sorts of information, and in one of those, the Airplane is either first or second in terms of most times sharing the bill with the Grateful Dead. Are you aware of that trivia?
No, I'm not. But we certainly did that a lot. Like I say, we started both. Bill Graham managed both of us in the early years. And it was a small town, and we shared a lot of bills together, and it was great fun during that period of time.
There was a lot of them. It's just interesting to see that stuff as I was preparing to talk with you, and it dwarfs any other band's sharing of the bill, Jack. It's not like in a descending order where many other bands have done what you guys did. I mean, it's an extraordinary number of shows that you did on the same bill with them, and I just thought I'd note that to people.
Well, we traded off spots a lot of times, and it was like I say, it was great fun. I was always interested in their approach to the music, and for instance, just as bass players, Phil Less is one of my bass player heroes, and it was always great to hear how he'd approach a song, and I'd approach a song differently, and it was great because there was never any. I'd come out of sort of an older school from the East Coast, so there was never any of that kind of cut-through competition. You just enjoyed another guy's individual approach to the music,
Sure.
And so it was always a pleasure to hear those guys play, and I really enjoyed the early incarnations with the various players that they had then.
Sure. How often do you speak with Grace?
How often?
Yeah.
Why, do you want to keep tabs?
No, I'm just curious. So just
no, actually, I spoke with Grace about a year ago.
So you guys aren't just...
She seemed to be doing really great, very happy, doing a lot of painting, touring the country with showing her paintings and whatnot, and she's very happy. She's out of the music business, I think, and seems very at peace with herself, and I couldn't be happier for her.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but the same sorts of things on that front. And a couple more things before I let you go, Jackson. I know you're very busy there. I do have to say, and I doubt you'll remember this, of course, but for my own personal Hot Tuna High was in November of 1998, and it was in Boston, Mass. You and Yorma had the full electric group, and you were coming through town. You were doing the Somerville Theater, and to promote it, we loaded your entire band into the 24th floor of the Prudential Tower at the WZLX studios, and I got to actually mix Hot Tuna live on Carter Allen's midday show, and it was really a treat. So it's a pleasure to be welcoming you to Hawaii. And any Hawaii memories? Is this a place that holds anything special for you?
I haven't. It's been so long since I've been out there that I just look forward to it. I know we have some fans out there, and I look forward to meeting and greeting the folks. And we're just going to bring our music, and we're going to bring the folks into our sort of intimate circle in the acoustic world of Hot Tuna.
Yeah, with Barry Mitterhoff.
Yes, Barry Mitterhoff is with us on this tour, and he plays wonderful mandolin and a variety of other instruments. I think this time He'll be bringing his tenor guitar along with his mandolin.
I'm looking forward to it. See him with Hot Tuna tonight in Honolulu at the Hawaiian Hut, at the Ala Moana Hotel tomorrow in Kona, and Sunday on Maui. Tickets on sale at the venues for all three. We have more info here at the studios. Dream Factor is his debut solo CD, and it is an honor to speak with you again. Thank you so much, Jack Casady, for being on 105.9 The Big Kahuna.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Hi, this is Jack Casady of Hot Tuna and Jefferson Airplane. You're listening to 105.9, The Big Katuna. Katuna.
That's a good one.
Do you see? That's not bad if we could use it. All right. Hi, this is Jack Casady of Hot Tuna and Jefferson Airplane. You're listening to 105.9, The Big Kahuna, and Dave Lawrence.